Hey, I'm Charlie Man Dan with the chart, guys. We're going to talk about Gamestop, GME, Roaring Kitty, the charts, the technicals, what we're looking at the short term in a quick, condensed video. Let's go. All right, first, a real quick summary. If you don't know what happened last time around, watch Dumb Money on Netflix. That'll catch you up to speed. Most recently, we had the accounts of Roaring Kitty come back to life after 3 years of nothing. Started posting on Twitter. We had a short squeeze in GME that led to a move from 11 to 80 in extended hours, 65 in regular trading hours. And then we had him starting to post his accounts down around here. And so I'm going to do a bit of speculating. What I think has happened is he loaded up, last time around he made 43 million, whatever it was. He loaded up 30 plus million into short-term options, started posting on Twitter again, very quickly, 3 to 4x that money, 4x to 5x, whatever, again, I'm assuming here, but then waited for a pullback and then started to reload common shares as well as calls. The calls are short term. He's been posting them on Reddit. So first off, he posts June 21st calls, $20 calls, and he's got a ton of those, and he's got 5 million shares. So that's my opinion on how he went from 40 million to now suddenly 300 million. And he's sitting through positions that are fluctuating $75 million in either direction a day, which is just absolute insanity. You hear me say many times, as a full-time trader, we want to treat this as a video game with flashing numbers. He's doing it more so than anybody who's ever existed, essentially. And he's just playing a giant game. And we're seeing now, again, some pushback. We're seeing E-Trade saying they might, prevent him from trading on their platform. He would just move somewhere else. We're seeing, the SEC keeping an eye on things and watching for any market manipulation. I have no idea why he's doing this. I try and put myself in other people's positions mentally. And, I get the whole movement. I was a part of the Occupy movement pretty significantly back in the day. And so I get the sentiment and I get the sentiment behind the movement. But he could also take $100 million, stick it in risk-free, earn $5 million a year, and, do a ton of good in communities with that money, which is what I would be doing. I would never get to these size positions, obviously, because I get to a certain point and then I start distributing the excess capital that's way more than I need. He's going to take down the system. In my opinion, if he gets his way, he executes these calls. And we haven't had an update since June 3rd, so maybe he has already started shifting positions. But let's just assume it's the same here, June 5th. If they have to fill these calls and give him shares, it's going to be a massive amount of shares required, and that potentially will have to lead to buying on the open market to fill those positions, millions of shares. Now, he doesn't have enough capital at the moment to get those filled. But what if he sells, what if we go up to $40 before then and he sells all of his shares and he has, $30 million, $29 million elsewhere? I don't know. Maybe he gets enough capital where they have to execute those options and deliver the shares. We'll see. Again, I think that's the goal for him, but I can't put myself in his brain because it's working very differently. So I've loved the volatility. We traders, it's nice knowing each day that there's going to be some solid volatility in GME one way or the other. And both bulls and bears are feasting. I mean, this is a huge bull move. Obviously, the bulls always have mathematically more opportunity on names like this. Why? Because you go up 500% in 2 weeks, maximum short is 99, 100% to the downside. So there's always way more opportunity long than short, but that doesn't mean there's not opportunity in both directions. So the big gap ups, we've seen two tops that way. We have a new daily higher low set at 25.20. That's the most important level on the daily chart now. Strong close today. Bulls tried to make a push after hours, did a little flip after hours, just knowing that they're going to show up and do everything they can. Nothing significant. For me, I'm where I'm at in my trading career, I'm not going for a home run like so many people are. And I'm looking to just keep adding icing on the cake of what the last 7 years has been for me as a trader. And so what that means is, like, for example, I buy 32 after hours, I sell 32.65. Just give me a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. That's my mindset. And obviously, he's in a very, very different space mentally. But that's how I'm going to be trading this, just looking for short-term moves, take some profit, leave a runner, see how it goes, things like that. And in the short term, the most important levels, we have an hourly high or low at 28.26, and the regular technicals still apply here as far as what we're doing with our time frames, watching for back burners and things like that. And so just an example, earlier today, knew to be looking for that. I'm just looking at the post here. So knew to be scouting the hourly higher low is the most likely scenario, and that was another afternoon trade. But hourly consolidation, we're testing EMA 12, watching the 5-minute for an hourly higher low. So we used the 5-minute time frame. It ended up being pretty much a double bottom by 2 pennies. It was a bear flag that confirmed by 2 pennies with 0 follow through, which marked the hourly higher low, and the bulls then controlled the rest of the move until then. And it was also just above 5-minute oversold. We know back burners, 5-minute oversold, marking hourly higher lows, is our strongest kind of uptrend. And so nice to see the bulls pulling that off. The most important level for now is 40-50 resistance in the short term. That's where we topped out this last time around. That big gap up was when he made his first post on Reddit in 3 years. And what I think, maybe he's feeling hot water with the SEC and things like that, but I would assume that it's, posting memes and videos, posting his account, making a YouTube video. I think that's his next playbook here in terms of, keeping everybody jacked to the you-know-whats. But, how much does he want to risk in terms of his life and I don't know. But it's very entertaining, I know that much. And just as an observer and a participant to a certain degree, but again, the GME moves are not going to make or break me one way or the other. So just wanting to be transparent about that. Essentially, I very rarely swing anything. It's just the day trades where I can keep my risk extremely small and managed. And obviously, after hours, you got to deal with all the gaps. So, it's interesting. We'll see. If we get over 40-50 before, I guess we got earnings coming up. Maybe he's making an earnings play. I don't know. But if he gets over 40-50 before these short-term calls need to be executed, again, he's going to be sitting on $200 million in cash, in $200 million in common shares that could be sold. Anyways, we'll see. It's very interesting. I'm going to keep, as long as we stay volatile, I will keep doing these short-term updates as far as the technicals. And again, it's just the hourly uptrend tomorrow. If 28.26 holds, the bulls keep full control in the short term. We've got an extended hours resistance of 32.94 right now. And after that, we're looking up towards that $40 level. Feel free to ask any questions. Hope you had a good day.